When I was hired into the customs in 1969, June, thank you. Our first training school name was at number 1 Brickfield, Ebutemeka. And when we started our training, then we had, I think, 1 or 2 expatriates from Nigeria. The first thing I was told or taught was define customs and excise. And the white man said, customs and excise is to facilitate trade. So it did not say collect revenue or seize goods, but facilitate trade. And that was why every command I was posted to, I always emerged top in the revenue chart. I certainly recognize some of the faces, but particularly the uniforms and ranks, insignia of office, etc. It feels like hope, and it brings back good memories. So let me thank very profoundly the Comptroller General of Nigeria Customs Service, Diko Indiabulahi Sieba, for the honor of inviting me to the opening ceremony of this conference. I congratulate all the men and women of the Nigeria Customs Service for their sacrifice, dedication, and commitment to service. Let me also observe, and I cleared this with the Comptroller General of Customs and Excise, since this seminar was initiated. This is one seminar that has attracted former heads of states, current heads of states, and very senior traditional rulers. I think this is a clear testimony of the leadership of the service today. As a revenue generation and law enforcement agency, yours is a very difficult job, made even more difficult by the crisis of development that has bedeviled this country for a very long time now, especially weak and fragile infrastructure. In recent times, some of your colleagues have been murdered in cold blood for no other reason than being in uniform in the period of an ongoing insurgency in some parts of this country. I'm sure that we will have very frank, open, and fruitful deliberations at this conference on your selected theme, Borders Divide and Customs Connect. Let me, however, make a few observations and suggestions to possibly assist you in that endeavor. I do this as a former officer and a friend of the service. There are two key things that I would like you to address, not just at this conference, but as a service generally. One is the image of the service. The other is professionalism and the training that it entails. You will agree with me that the Nigerian Customs Service and the staff have an image challenge and has it for a very long time. The public associates the men and women of the service with corruption, just as the entire Nigerian public. And it is an image that follows them wherever they go and whatever they do, even long after they have left the service. I also know that they also happen to be the poorest after leaving the service. So, wherein lies the image of corruption? But it's a perception. And you will appreciate that I speak from experience. That image is not only damaging, but it also attracts all manner of people into the service because they share that image and believe it is a place to quickly become rich through corruption, but not true. This image problem must be addressed, and it cannot be addressed just by improved public relations or advertisements in mass media, however important those may be. It must be addressed by deliberate actions by the leadership of the service and by the rank and file. I have had the privilege of traveling widely across this country, and I'm aware that the customs service elsewhere does not have this type of negative image that it has in this country. And I won't stop at just mouthing the slogan. There are specific things that you can consider as you try to improve the service in your image. You must first and foremost address the actions and inactions that lead the public to have that image of customs. You must carry out your duties efficiently and in a professional manner and avoid creating conditions that lend themselves to corrupt practices. I commend the introduction of the single window because it virtually eliminates personal contact between importers and customs officers. Transparency is the greatest antidote against corruption. Your dealings must be transparent. The rules and regulations governing your official duties and the rights and responsibilities of the public must be open and easily available to the public. To make one simple example, the general public tends to view the customs service mainly through the pricing of duty collection on imported goods and the seizure of prohibited items. And the bulk of the image problem of the service comes from those. Transparency here will require full dispensation to the public of what the law says in each instance and what the public rights and privileges are. Nigerian residents and visitors to Nigeria, for instance, must know what the law entitles them to bring into or take out of the country duty-free, what the duty rates are for applicable items, and what items are prohibited outright. They should not find out only when they arrive at the customs vessel. Rules and regulations have to be standard and applied to all. There should be level playing field or ground for all. When rank and files see unexplained or unreasonable exceptions, it suspects corruption and loses the moral respect to follow due process. You are dealing with members of the public every day. Therefore, you are being watched. And it does not matter that a few unscrupulous individuals may be engaging in corrupt practices. Their actions affect the rest of the service. As my Igbo friends say, when one finger is dipped into the palm oil, it shows the rest. Not so the Obi chapter. The personnel of the service must be encouraged to perform efficiently and professionally. You must build a professional service that requires training and retraining, good remuneration, and clear path to career advancement. Even after we graduated, we were trained for 1.5 years. I hear now you train people for 3 months. I don't know what you produce. This will make the service one that the best talented in society would like to probably join, have and distinguished careers and be respected in society. I recall that when I came out of the university and joined the customs, we underwent almost a 2-year training program.